Between the age when oceans swallowed kings and the rise of the sons of Arias, there was a forgotten era, forged in steel, baptized in blood, and buried in dust. The city rose like a scar in the middle of the plain. There were no walls, only low houses of darkened stone, as if time had passed through with dirty hands. Conan sensed something wrong before crossing the first rotting wooden marker. It was not absolute silence, it was routine, the kind of routine that only exists when horror has grown too old to frighten. An old man watched from his doorway. He did not ask for help. He gave no warning. He simply watched Conan pass, like someone recognizing an inevitable mistake. Children did not play, women did not weep, men did not clean weapons. They simply existed, trapped in a strange space between fear and acceptance. "You took the wrong road," a thin man said, appearing beside Conan as if he had been waiting too long. "Roads do not choose," Conan replied. "People choose to remain on them." The man smiled without humor. "We stay because we don't know where else to go." The tavern still functioned. Reinforced wood, the smell of old grease and watered wine. Conan sat and received food without asking. No one asked where he came from. No one asked where he was going. A woman brought the bowl. Her eyes lingered too long on his face. Her name was Lyria. "You fight because you can leave," she said quietly while wiping the table. Conan lifted his gaze. "And you?" "We stay because someone has to." That night the city closed its doors too early, not by order, by habit. Lyria led Conan to a simple room. There was no seduction in the gesture, only shared exhaustion. And yet, when they lay together, it felt like two survivors sharing the same battlefield. The touch came heavy, urgent, almost aggressive. No promises, only a desperate attempt to feel something other than guilt. Later, in the dark, Lyria spoke. "We are not being hunted." Conan remained still. "Then why are you still breathing?" She turned her face away. "Because we pay." In the days that followed, Conan watched. There were no signs of recent attack. There was preparation. Marks on the wrists of some men. Old ritual scars. Doors reinforced from the inside, not the outside. The city did not defend itself. It cooperated. "We keep the night short," said the thin man again, his voice now cracked. "That is how we call them." "Short. For whom?" Conan asked. "For them." No one named what came. They did not speak of gods. They did not speak of monsters. Only of cycles, of nights that had to end quickly, of silent agreements made generations ago when running was no longer an option. Lyria led Conan to a distant shed. Inside, bones cleaned and arranged. There was no desperation. There was method. "It began with a few," she said. "The sick, the old. Then it became whoever was weakest to resist." "And now?" Conan asked. She closed her eyes. "Now we choose who can carry the guilt without losing their mind." The night of payment arrived without warning. No bells rang. Children were locked away. Men drank in silence. Women washed their bodies like those preparing for a burial without a grave. When the figures appeared beyond the fields, they did not attack. They walked. They waited. Conan felt anger. Not toward the unseen creatures in the darkness, but toward the people around him, toward the restrained relief in their faces. "I will not fight for you," he said. "We did not ask you to," replied the thin man. "We only ask that you do not interfere." They brought a young man forward. He did not scream. He simply looked at Conan, as if asking why he was still there. Conan followed. The fight was not glorious. There was no heroic charge, only impact, flesh against flesh. The townsfolk tried to stop him, not with hatred but with desperation. Conan broke arms, knocked bodies aside. His sword barely left its sheath. It was fists, knees, headbutts, blood mixing with mud. "Stop!" Lyria cried. "If you break this, we all die." Conan grabbed her by the shoulders. Some places do not want to be saved. He advanced to the makeshift altar. Old wood, symbols worn down by use. There was no power there, only repetition. Conan destroyed it, not in rage, but in decision. Every strike was a refusal. The sound that came from the darkness was not attack. It was frustration. The creatures withdrew. The city fell into absolute silence for the first time in generations. There was no celebration, no gratitude, only raw fear. People kneeling, realizing they would now have to live with their own choices. Lyria found Conan at dawn, her face stained with dried tears. "You have condemned us." "No," he replied. "I refuse to carry your guilt." She kissed him once more, not for eternal love, for recognition. Conan left before anyone could ask him to stay. The road received him without witness. Behind him, the city breathed on its own for the first time. Conan walked on,